सतु दीर्घकाला नैरन्तर्य सत्कारसेवितो दृढभूमिः सः तु दीर्घकाल नैरन्तर्य सत्कार आसेवितः दृढभूमिः. That practice, Abhyāsa, which is firm in foundation, should be cultivated for a long time without interruption and with respect. In this video, we are going to talk about the three main components that determine what Abhyāsa is. That is, the three main components that determine what practice is. Now, in Sutra 1.13, we talked about Abhyāsa. What exactly is practice? Practice is the effort that is put into acquiring a mind of sthiti, that is firmness. But now, what are the three components that are very important to Abhyāsa that keep the practice firm and steady and not wavering? So as stated before, the sutra says, Satu tirgha kala nairantarya satkara asevitaha drudha bhumihi. So what does this mean? So drudha bhumihi, bhumi means earth or a foundation. So drudha means firm. So an earth or a foundation that is firm, drudha bhumihi. So a firm foundation, satu, sa refers to practice, abhyasa in the previous verse. So that practice that is firm in foundation is asevitaha, is practiced or cultivated, asevitaha, and here are the three components. Satkara, satkara being with respect, with devotion, with reverence, right? Then the second component is nairantarya, which means uninterrupted, something that is consistent. One does it constantly, every day, without break, without interruption, nairantarya. And the third component is dirghakala. Kala means time, dirgha means for a long time, for long. Dirgha means just means long. So dirgha kala means for a long time. So the three components of abhyasa or practice are that the yogi should do it for a long time, dirgha kala. The yogi should do it uninterruptedly, that is consistently, nairantarya, and also the yogi should do it with respect, satkara. The yogi should do it with devotion. These are the three components of abhyasa. Now, abhyasa is important with respect to drudha bhumihi because the commentators state that a practice that is drudha bhumi, one that is so firm, is something that is not easily overcome by samskaras. We explained before that samskaras are mental imprints that are in our mind that create vrittis, that create thoughts, that through memories we start to have thoughts, desires, we start to act on certain things. So if I have a samskara, a memory of chocolate in my previous lifetime or even in this lifetime having experienced it, and then someone says chocolate and it activates a samskara and then I start to crave it, right? A yogi who has a weak practice that is not for a long time, that is interrupted and that is done without devotion, then will be easily given in by the samskara. But the yogi that does their practice for dirgha kala and nairantarya and also satkara, then that yogi will not be disturbed in their practice. So, I mean, in general, this makes a lot of sense. You know, whether anything that we're doing practice-wise, bodybuilding, you know, learning how to drive, learning how to study, you know, learning how to have fulfilling, you know, happy relationships, whatever we're doing in life requires us to do it for a long time, right? Or a certain amount of time, right? Not just for a day, to do it in an uninterrupted manner, to have some consistency with it. And also, we have to have some respect for what we're doing. If you don't have respect for what you're doing, you're not going to really see it in a certain light, which is motivational. You might be like, oh, like I if you want to exercise and you want to build your body in a certain way, then you want to have a fascination about bodybuilding. You want to have a fascination about what the efficient functioning of every organ is. So you want to have some respect for what you're doing. It makes sense. So in this case, Patanjali, is not very far from the daily skills and activities that we want to learn. That you have to do it for a long time. It has to be consistent, and you should have respect for what you're doing. So other pretty much adjectives are pretty much presented along with the practice. So we know that there's three main things here. These are the three main things. That's what I would say we would have to remember. But also in the commentary, there are other things that, in the Vyasa Bhashya, he mentions that practice should be done with austerity, tapasa, intense, like tapas, like it's the word is meant for heat, like disciplined practice, austerity. So it should be done with tapasa, celibacy, brahmacharyena. So it should be done with being chaste in the mind and also your actions. That helps the practice. It should be done with knowledge, vidyaya, and it should be done with faith. So shraddhaya, I believe, shraddhaya. So these are extra components. So when you're doing your practice, it should be done with austerity, which is discipline. Should be done while you're celibate. Should be done with knowledge. You should be studying things, scriptures, and things that supplement your practice. And also it should be done with faith, belief, shraddha, like I will succeed in this. So overall, Sutra 1.14 states that practice that is firm, that practice that sticks, is one that has these three components. And that is that it's done for a long time, it's done consistently, uninterrupted, and also it's done with respect. So in the next sutra, we will go over what Patanjali has to say about dispassion and many other concepts that will come up in the Yoga Sutra. The key terms for Sutra 1.14 are Dirgha Kala, long time, Nairantarya, without interruption, Satkara, with respect or devotion, Drudha Bhumi, firm foundation, Abhyāsa, practice, Samskara, mental impression or mental imprint, and Vritti, fluctuation or activity in the mind.